from the righteous of the nations. If he keeps, and the Rambam specifies that we're talking about someone who keeps the 7 laws of Noah because it was commanded to Moses on Mount Sinai, not because he thinks it makes sense, it's the best way for society, but purely out of religious devotion. And then he says that the one who keeps it only out of philosophical reasons and not out as a religious devotion is not defined as Chasidei Umos HaOlam. He might be defined, it's not clear, there are 2 different Gersovos in the Rambam, 2 different versions. One says that he is not considered Chasidei Umos HaOlam, but rather he's considered a Chachameha, a non-Jewish sage, and then there is a wise person. It's a wise thing to keep it, but he doesn't receive a religious reward for a non-religious devotion. Someone who doesn't believe that God gave this on Mount Sinai. And there's another version that says Eino Mechachameh, that is not from the wise people. Meaning, it would seem that it is foolish to believe that there could be a good society without God. The secular humanist, according to this interpretation of this version of the Rambam, would seem to be almost a contradiction in terms. Now, again, we live in a country with freedom, and in the libertarian ideals of freedom, I have the right as a man of faith to accept as an article of faith that which the Rambam is saying, and I also, in the secular world, to have a different view. And since the Rambam is not clear what he is exactly saying, because there's 2 opposite versions of the Rambam, it's very hard to say, and it's much more batamt, it's much more palatable to say that Elamei Chachameha is the proper girsa, but of course that's might be influenced by some political correctness or something. Now, so just to sum up again, the Rambam's view would be that Chasidei Umos HaOlam, which Mr. Gazan was asking on Facebook, means someone who observes the 7 laws of Noah as a religious devotion based on the fact that that God revealed this to Moses on Mount Sinai, and that the revelation on Sinai was an event that took place in public, and that's how we know about the Torah. It's true that it's the Word of God because of the public nature, the national revelation that took place on Sinai, which is unique in the history of all religions. So then the Rambam's view, just to sum up, would be that Chasidei Umos HaOlam would be, or Mei Chasidei Umos HaOlam, we're going to talk about that someone who is from the righteous among the nations would not have any religion other than Judaism, has a faith, but only so in matters of faith he would be the same as a Jew, and the only difference would be the matters of practice, that he wouldn't be obligated in all the parochial laws of the Jews, keeping the Sabbath and kosher and things like the holidays and things like that Jews are obligated to keep, that Gentiles are not obligated to keep unless they convert to Judaism. They're welcome, according to most, to keep them, and the Rambam certainly indicates that, although there is some argument about Shabbos and argument about Tefillin, which is also not so clear. There are various views, which again we'll have to talk about another time. Now that's the one view. The Rambam's view is certainly more strict. Rashi, on the other hand, in Malachi, very beautifully in the first chapter of Malachi, he's commenting on Malachi 1:11, where it says, "From the rising of the sun to the setting thereof, great is my name among the nations,